Speaker, sir, first of all, we pay respect and homage to the security personnel who had sacrificed their life for protecting of this temple of democracy. Sir, today's discussion is on the glorious journey of 75 years of the Constitution of India. Sir, I heard the speech of the Honorable Minister, respected Rajnath Singh ji. I couldn't hear anything. Which part is glorious or which part is inglorious? If we discuss on this subject, glorious journey of 75 years of the Constitution of India, then we have to give credit from Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru to Dr. Manmohan Singh.
Yes.
No one can be left out. The glorious journey of this Constitution is not only for the 10 years. If we accept it, we have to accept right from Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru to Narendra Singh Modi, who are the leader of the country itself. It cannot be segregated. There cannot be anything to be said, anything to be criticized. But I didn't hear. I will be expecting from the reply answer from the Honorable Prime Minister that which part was glorious and which part was inglorious. I accept our Constitution worked well. Our Constitution, our country is one of the glorious country of the world because of the all machineries have discharged their duties, excepting certain arenas which I will be coming later on. Sir, Dr. Ambedkar said, in the Constituent Assembly, Dr. Ambedkar said, however a good constitution may be, it is sure to turn out a bad, because those who are called to work, it happened to a bad lot. However bad a constitution may be, it may turn out or to be good if those who are called to work, it happened to be good lot. The working of the Constitution does not depend wholly upon the nature of the Constitution. Sir, India is the largest democratic country in the world. Over the decades, constitutional institutions tried to discharge their duties with the object of fulfilling the constitutional rights and legitimate expectations of the citizen of this country. Sometimes it has worked well, sometimes the constitutional institution failed to discharge their duties to a certain extent. The necessary question today in India arises whether the Constitution failed or we failed the Constitution. The preamble of our Constitution is the heart and soul of the Constitution. Therefore, it was and is always amenable to amendment. India is a secular country. Secularism has been inserted in the preamble by reason of the 42nd Amendment Act of 1976. The object of inserting the said word was to spell out expressly the high ideas of secularism and the integrity of the nation. Even before the insertion of the secularism word, every Prime Minister, every Chief Ministers, every ministers of this country have considered the country is a secular. Sir, but unfortunately, during the last 10 years in the hands of the present central government, the secular fabric of the country is at stake. We can see there is a discrimination on the basis of a religion at the behest of the ruling party of the center. The minority people of the country always have a feeling that their security and their religious faith to manage their affairs in matters of religion are in danger because of the highly communal concept or highly aggressive form of Hinduism inspired by the ruling party at the center and their associates. If we have to understand the constitution of our country, we have to give meaning to the words, every words. The interpretation of this constitution cannot be narrow. They have to give a broader meaning. The definition of fundamental rights and expression cannot be interpreted in narrow formula of black and white letters, and its duty and beauty lie in interpreting it with a broader point of view, as the faith of the common man is on the broad shoulders of the parliament or the courts of law. It is a duty. Attempts have been made for the last 10 years by the party in power in the center to curtail constitutional rights. We are witnessing the abrogation of the fundamental rights. In many instances, the abrogation of the fundamental rights of the citizen is being done at the hands of the central government. If a government does not act at an appropriate time to uphold the fundamental rights of the citizens of the country, the democratic polity of our country is at stake. For example, in Manipur, the rights of the people of that state neither have been, the democratic polity of in Manipur, the rights of the people of that state neither have been nor anything has been done. Rights of the people of the Manipur time and again have been violated. We have seen rapes, we have seen murders, we have seen that the state is in a completely out of law and order conditions. Rights of the peoples of the Manipur, constitutional rights, whether it has been protected. If you do not protect at the appropriate time, there is no use of saying that the protection of the fundamental rights. Sir, why the people of Manipur are being killed? Why so many rapes have been taking place in Manipur? Why the democracy of Manipur has been throttled down for nearly 1 year and 6 months?
Shame.
And why the Honorable Prime Minister of India could not resolve the problem of Manipur?
Shame.
Sir, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, before the election, went to West Bengal. And in Sandesh Kali, the Honorable Prime Minister said that Sandesh Kali देश का अंग है, संदेश काली का महिला देश का महिला है, देश का बिटिया है. Sir, Boshirat Parliamentary constituency gave a befitting reply to the statement which was made by the Honorable Prime Minister. Sir, my question is today, Prime Minister साहब, मणिपुर क्या देश का अंग नहीं है? मणिपुर का बिटिया क्या देश का बिटिया नहीं है? मणिपुर का नारी का इज्जत नहीं है? मणिपुर का नारी का सम्मान नहीं है? क्या किया आपने? You are waiting, you are not doing anything. Sir, why? In the name of survey of Waqf property at Sambal, Uttar Pradesh, 6 or 7 minority people have been killed.
Shame.
Why are you silent, the Honorable Prime Minister? When the rights under Article 21 of the Constitution of the citizens of Manipur and Uttar Pradesh are put in danger, then being a Prime Minister of the country, why do you remain silent spectator? When you become the Prime Minister of the country, it is your duty to save them. You cannot confine yourselves to your political party's agenda, which speaks only for division as per religion, spreading hatred and destroying the federal structure of this country.
Shame.
Sir, you have heard, everyone has heard about the Archiko's sad rape case and death case. It has happened in now 8th or 9th August. CBI is investigating the matter. Still now the investigation is not completed. Trial has not been completed.
Shame.
But after that, 2 rape and death cases had happened in West Bengal. And within 60 days, sir, appropriate court have convicted the accused and declared death sentence. Sir, why the Aparajita bill, which was passed by the West Bengal Legislative Assembly, assent has not been given? Till now by the Honorable President of India.
Shame.
What the opposition bill speaks? It speaks about speedy investigation.
You can't discuss about the conduct.
Okay,
of
why the assent has not been all
Honorable President,
right? Why the assent has
you
not
are a senior
been?
liar.
Why the assent has not been? Process of the assent has not yet been completed by the appropriate persons who are responsible for this. Therefore, and there what it speaks about 6 months within speedy investigation and speedy trial. Sir, parliamentary practice is the basic structure of our constitution. G.B. Mavalkar said, quote, for real democracy one has to look not merely in the provisions of the constitutions or the rules and regulations made for the conduct of business in the legislature, but one has to foster a real democratic spirit in those who form the legislature. If this fundamental is borne in mind, it will be clear that the question would be decided by majorities. Parliament government will not be possible if it is reduced to mere counting of heads and hands. If we are go to merely by majority, we shall be fostering the seeds of fascism, violence and revolt. If on the other hand we could help to foster a spirit of tolerance, a spirit of freedom of discussion, and a spirit of understanding, we shall be fostering a spirit of democracy, unquote. During last 10 years, all the speakers who have said from the opposition, all these statements which have been made, all these speeches, these are all noteworthy. Noteworthy at all. Only the hands on that side, there the hands are much higher. Therefore, everything would be done. Does it not? You are not fostering seed of fascism in the parliament itself. During the constitutional rights of the poor people of Bengal to receive benefits of central sponsored scheme like Manrega, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, backward regions grant fund, etc., have not been given. Answer is, whenever we have raised the question, answer is, there is illegality, there is irregularity. And repeatedly we have said that yes, if there is an illegality and irregularity, catch hold of the person, arrest them, put them into the prison. We don't mind for that. But extend the benefits of these schemes to the poorest people of this country, of the West Bengal. It has not been done. Whether rights of the peoples, poor peoples of the West Bengal, protected under Article 14 and Article 21 of the Constitution of India, life includes livelihood, have not been destroyed by in the hands of the central government. Is the Constitution has worked or the Constitution has failed? Requirements of the people and fulfillment of the expectation of the people from the government do not depend upon comparative statistics of pre-2014 and post-2014. Anywhere time we'll come up with the statistics pre-2014 what was there, post-2014 what is there. Sir, the present government may be happy with these statistics, but the people of the country are suffering from poverty, ill mental health, unemployment, malnutrition, lack of medical assistance, free education up to graduation level. These are only few examples. Poverty, 129 million Indians are living in extremely poverty. Mental health, 70% Indians are suffering for mental ill health. Unemployment, 8.5% in August 2024. Malnutrition, India is ranked 105th out of 127 countries. This is India. Why the constitutional right has not been extended to this? Why this malnutrition? Medical assistance also same. Education, about 265 million students enrolled in school across India. but estimates suggest more than 3.5 million students have dropped out after class 10 in the academic year 2021-20. I have a lot of statistics, sir. It will take time. I don't have that much of time. One of the basic structure of the constitution is the federalism. Is being repeatedly interfered with by the central government through the office of the governors. The Honorable Supreme Court in the case of BP Singh versus Union of India 2010-6 SCC 313 held court. Governor has a dual role. The first is that of the constitutional head of the state, bound by the advice of the Council of Ministers. The second is to function as a vital link between the union government and the state government. In certain special emergency situation, he also may act as a special representative of the union government. He is required to discharge the functions related to his different roles harmoniously, assessing the scope and ambit of each role properly. He is not an employee of the union government, not the agent of the party in power, not required
You can't mention. At least I have already made you request about.
I am reading the judgment, sir. I am reading from the judgment. I am reading Supreme Court judgment.
I am saying
I am reading Supreme Court judgment.
Discuss about
I am reading, sir, Supreme Court judgment. How can you say Supreme Court judgment I am reading? I am not saying from my own. He made an impartial or neutral umpire where the views of the union government and the state government are in conflict. Sir, the Constitution bench of the Supreme Court, in the case of Ramam Rabia, held it, 2016, 8 SCC, page 1. I am reading from Supreme Court judgment. Quote, a governor is only a formal and constitutional head of the executives. The Council of Ministers are the real head and virtually controls both legislative and executive functions. The principles of cabinet responsibility is firmly entrenched in our constitutional democracy and does not accept any parallel administration by the governor, unquote. Why there is a departure of these well-settled principles of law in non-BJP states, sir? Why the constitution has been saved? Why the constitution has not been worked out? Not following these principles of law of the Supreme Court? Sir, the time has come to relook into Article 361 of the Constitution. Because 361 of the Constitution gives protection to the persons designated in there not to sue, not to file against any of them, against of them. It's not maintainable. But today, the persons who are appointed under Article 163 of the Constitution of India, their conduct are in question. Their morality is question. No one can start a criminal case for their breach of morality. This has to be relooked into. Sir, we are very proud of our judiciary. Indian democracy, I believe it by heart I believe it.
Everybody.
Indian democracy has been strengthened by the reason of the interpretation of the constitutional laws and appropriate directions and orders passed by the Honorable Apex Court of the country. Still then, for the last few years, a question and some doubts have been arising in the minds of the people about the independency of the judiciary. Judicial independence does not depend upon the factor whether the judiciary has succumbed to the pressure of the central government or state government. No. Not only the factor. Factor is bigger. Factor is whether Indian judiciary has been succumbed to the pressure of some interested person through the media has been created. Now it is the question today. Sir, I thank you, sir. You have given me enough chance to speak. Thank you.
Thank you.
I wish, just I will end it, sir. I wish every provisions of the Constitution of India should be broadly interpreted, should be extended to the poor people of this country, give the benefit of the directive principles of the Constitution so that not a single poor people remain hungry in our country. So that should a single people should not remain in unemployment. Should a single people should not be any jail, not a single one. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sri Kalyan Banerjee.